Pessilist, whenever you are ready, my friend.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dragon Age Origins. Hey, my name is Pessilist. I have my good friend, Alfina, with me today. Alfie, there?
Mike, please?
I guess it's working. Hopefully we can have this figured out. But, this is Dragon Age Origins, and if you know anything about this game, and you know about the estimate, things are going to happen. They're going to happen quick. So, let's get into it. Skip the opening cutscene. We are going to be an elf, and we are going to be a mage. Explain more of that in a little bit. Who is the, what's the name of this guy?
Let me do one last refresh, and we'll take a quick look. And it looks like your character will be named Gustave. G-U-S-T-A-V-E.
Gustave the Elf. Awesome, awesome. So, we're going to give Gustave the Elf 22 magic real quick. We're going to give him some talking power, a Winter's Grip, and a walking bomb. We'll talk about all of this a little more as we go. So, timer starts when I hit OK here. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so the whole selling point with the Dragon Age Origins, at least, is the origin stories for your character. There are 9 of them, I believe. There's a lot of them, and there's
We're really only going to pay attention to one.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and you can be a human, an elf, a dwarf, start in all different places. Every single mage has the same origin story, which involves us going through the Fade and doing all sorts of nonsense. And this little demon here that looks like a rat, you little... So,
Don't hate on Mouse. Mouse is adorable.
Until he tries to murder us. Details. So, the mage origin is actually really slow. It's much slower than a lot of the other origins are. I believe the city elf is the quickest. However, the mage class is unbelievably powerful, and you'll see why. Do you want to explain what's going on here, story-wise, Alfie?
So story-wise, we, as a mage, we're trying to go through our, what's it called, the harrowing, so that we can no longer be an apprentice, but be a full-blown mage. But to do that, they send us into the Fate, which is this kind of weird, dream-like escape between reality and unreality. But through the Fade, the demons can actually connect to your body, and they could escape into the real world, which, you know, nobody really wants. And so, if you don't survive your harrowing, it's either because a demon made it out and so they've decided to kill you, or you spent too long in there and they've decided to kill you.
Yeah. So, we're just trying to talk our way out of fights. If we do specific dialogue options there, Mouse will turn into a bear, which is very helpful. The skills I have right now are just a simple arcane bolt that does arcane bolt things. It's that frost attack you see that is freezing enemies, and walking bomb, which essentially is just a damage over time effect, which is quite helpful, just generally, because it means they'll all die eventually. If I do this right, yep, that wolf will aggro onto Mouse, and we can just start walking where we need to be.
Yeah, I like using walking bomb on spiders and watching them explode, because it brings me a lot of joy.
Yeah, walking bomb is actually a bomb, so not only is it damage over time, they all explode. It's a fun time. So as far as we're aware, this is the demon we're supposed to be beating up, so we're going to beat him up real quick with a little walking bomb, freeze him, and then Mouse is going to turn back into his supposedly scholar self who is trapped in here and be like, oh no, we beat him, but something else is wrong, what are we going to do? It turns out he's actually a demon, we tell him to go away. Anyway, so we gotta level up real quick, and by level up real quick, I mean pay close attention to the attributes points at the start. We started with 3, we're going to have 21 here. Then we open up the page again, we'll put it all in Constitution, do some more resets. So, whenever you put them in, the game sees that and is like, cool, you got them. And then when we reset, it's like, okay, you had this many attribute points, we'll remember that. And then whenever we say we're getting rid of it, they're like, yeah, no, you totally had those, and it underflows it. So when we're done with this, we're going to underflow it by about 600 or so.
I need you to stop breaking the game.
So we're playing on patch 1.02. This was patched later on. You can see why we wouldn't want to play on the version that's patched. We want 27 cunning for some speech checks. We want 125 willpower for some magic, and we want, you know, mana pool, and we want all the magic in the world, as much as we can possibly get. So we're 5 minutes into the run. We have a little under 500 magic, which is not bad. And we're going to pick up Vulnerability Hex, which you cast it, people are more vulnerable to spells. It's pretty good. Now,
can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Is there ever a point where you're supposed to have 500 magic in this game?
Nope.
It seems excessive.
No.
Nope. And as you can see, I can also teleport through walls. If you're on uneven ground and you just click to wherever you want to go, the game's cool with it. It's a thing. Alfie, want to explain the fetch quest stuff we're doing?
Yeah, I'm also getting a note that apparently I'm hard to hear.
Oops.
So, with the fetch quest, there's this friend of ours that we have from being an apprentice, and he now that we're done with our hearing, he's like, oh hey, I have this girl that I've been in love with. This room that we have in the basement where the phylactery is kept, which basically every mage has a little bit of blood that they've saved. Down that acts up or do things like blood magic, not bad things.
Yeah,
so
blood magic isn't the good.
To the basement and get his phylactery, but in order to get into the basement, they decide they need a fire rod or rod of fire, whichever way it is. And you have to be a full mage, aka our fetch quest.
Yeah, so we're just walking around. You can see, very importantly, under the portraits, I told these guys to hold position. It is very important for times in this run for the position to be held in in certain spots. So, just moving up here. Some cutscenes of like, oh no, this door is trapped. There's no way we can get around this door when it is trapped. We must go into the dungeon deeper to find out how to untrap the door.
Basically, our
it is vitally important we go find a way to untrap this door by doing some quest or talking to some people or some such stuff. So, there's a sentinel here. Not too worried about him. The walking bomb will blow him up. So we're just going to tell these guys to walk on over. A little more.
Look at them in that perfect matching stride.
Now, because we said hold position, this girl's still back here, and we do that. Ta-da! We have gotten through the trapdoor. So, we call that a teleportion glitch. The way it works is if you get certain party members far enough away from each other and you move off hold position, the game is designed to where you move off hold position and they all cluster back together into an actually like reasonable distance of each other. And, yeah, if they're far enough away and you can do that right, they can teleport through walls. Just a little bit. Like, just a little tiny bit. So, we're going to get expelled real quick.
Well, okay, so we're not getting... We got expelled because when we get out here, the guy does some blood magic, and we helped him, so now we're in trouble. But it's okay, because this guy Duncan decided to take us in.
Yeah, he's the leader of the Grey Wardens, and he's like, hey, you're good at the magic thing, come with us. So, we're going to try to come with him.
Was death.
And he essentially told us, like, there are other Grey Wardens here, come talk to the Grey Wardens. I'm going to try this for a bit. Alfie, you're going to have to hold me to account for when I can give up.
There's an invisible wall.
Yeah. You're going to have to hold me to account for when I give up on this, because this is very random, but it's cool, so I want to try to show it off. So let's just, yeah, this is... We don't even know how this works. It just works sometimes.
I don't think you're getting it to work, honey.
It sure doesn't feel like it.
I think you have to move on.
One more. Yeah. Okay. Said we don't really know how that works. It's just sometimes, if you're lucky, you get teleported all the way to, Doggo. But,
Doggo now?
Yeah, it's random. We don't know how it works. Like, legitimately, the world record holder, my boy Lamora, will tell you that you only go for it if you have a bad origin story and you're behind and looking to make up 15 seconds. Otherwise, it's typically faster to just walk across the bridge. So, we're going to go say hi to Alistair, who is a full-fledged Grey Warden, who's with Duncan to help us out here. There's essentially a big battle that is coming, like, right around here, and, the Grey Warden, like, Duncan's brought us and 2 other recruits of the Grey Wardens to come become Grey Wardens so we can fight a plight of a bunch of evil, demonic, enemies called Darkspawn.
So let's back up a bit. So Grey Wardens are a basically elite kind of order. Like, nobody really knows much about them, but they're kind of revered for what they do. So, you have to be basically chosen by one to become one. You don't get to just go, I want to do this. And all of your origin stories result in Duncan taking you under his wing to become a Grey Warden. So that's what we're kind of moving into, is getting into our own process of becoming one.
Yeah. And there are 2 things we have to do on our quest to become a Grey Warden. Step 1, get Darkspawn blood. Step 2, get treaties that every single nation in the kingdom signed long ago, saying that they would help the Grey Wardens whenever a plight of Darkspawn came.
And there hasn't been a blight in 400 years. They happen every so many 100 years. It's not set, but I know that it's been 400 since the last one. And kind of everyone's trying to say it's not a blight, because, you know, that would be big, scary, bad things.
It would be big, scary, bad things. Seizure warning, real quick. If you don't like the same screen, like, popping in and out really quickly, then I'd recommend averting your eyes from the screen for just a little bit here. Because, like I said, there are 2 parts of this quest. We get Darkspawn blood, and then we get the treaties. The problem is, we go talk to Duncan here, and Duncan's like, we're like, hey Duncan, we got the Darkspawn blood. He's like, cool, what about the treaties? We're like, no, and Duncan's like, get those treaties, you... And so, here's the problem. We kind of are getting experience whenever we talk to him for, the part of the quest that we did. If you had this game around launch on the PC, you may remember this glitch, because it was the, easiest way in order to be able to, not be underleveled. Because this is a very difficult video game. I think most everyone will, who played this, especially around launch, would agree with that. So we're going to try to go to level 12. The hard part is trying to count this while trying to explain what is going on. I'm going to try to
come in for a second, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing a lot of talking about Wardens, and there is an incentive, a bid war for this, as to whether or not you save and kill a Warden. Have we met that Warden that will be killed or saved yet in this game?
It is our main protagonist. You decide if our main protagonist lives or dies.
Nice. All right, so we're going to make sure that whether or not the main protagonist lives
whether or
dies.
not whether or not our boy Gustav over here lives or dies. So
just a question: when should we encourage people? I mean, people need to get in their votes as to whether or not, or their bids, and vote with their money as to whether or not this Warden is going to live or die. When is that going to be cut off?
That's going to be cut off in 20-ish minutes, so get on that. So
perfect. You heard it.
Bunch of stuff we did. You notice we're running really quickly. So what we did was we leveled up a bunch of stuff and got a bunch of skills. The main ones we did is we became we got the ability to shapeshift. And you'll notice in the bottom left here that we are a sliming floor of locusts right now. But you will notice by looking at us that we are not. See, the thing is, we got anti-magic ward, which prevented the magic of us transforming into a locust from happening, but the game still thinks we are in fact a flying swarm of locusts. What does that mean? First of all, we move really quick. Second of all, we deal damage by standing next to enemies. And third of all, we only take damage to our MP bar. We do not take damage to our HP at all. And you'll notice our MP bar has a lot, oh, the game crashed.
If the game crashed, that sounds like that's my cue, isn't it?
That is your cue, because we have to do the glitch again.
That's fine. There's actually been a couple donations that have been done in the meantime. One of them is from J-Roboy. It says, shout out to
Caesar
Steve
warning,
Hacks
look away.
What was that?
Caesar warning, if you need it.
Nice. Shout outs to Steve Hacks for their hard work on the Crystallis randomizer. And then there's one from somebody who looks like they're on stream right now with us. Alfina has posted $25 and just says, hey, Pess, just hear me out. The Warden's a good guy. He deserves to live.
That's fine and all, but killing him saves time.
Yeah, and that's important. I heard that earlier. If you want this game to go faster, you definitely do not want the Warden to live. So this is a good reason to have that frame war as to whether or not we have a live Warden or a fast game. C1 says, C1 here, Dragon Age Origins, good luck, Pessilist. Hunt, thank you for the $100 donation. And Derek46, no comments here, but it's another $100 donation. Derek, thank you so much for the donation.
Okay, to answer a question I saw in the chat, how we get Shapeshifter so early is you can only unlock Shapeshifter after talking to Morrigan. However, if you have on your just save anywhere in your saved files a file where you talked to Morrigan and unlock the ability to get Shapeshifter, you can unlock it now. That is true with all these specializations. If you do another playthrough of the same class and you unlock the ability to get a specialization, you can just do it immediately as soon as you get the level ups to get a specialization in New Game Plus. It's not an actual New Game Plus, but it plays like one, essentially. So we went too fast, but this time we quick saved, so we at least won't have to do the level glitch again. As I said, you'll notice we are and are not a flying swarm of locusts, which means we run very fast. We also have a haste spell that helps with that. It means we only take damage to our MP bar, which means our negative constitution means nothing. We don't care. We don't take damage to our HP. We're basically immortal. And also, we have the benefits of not being a swarm of locusts. Mainly, we can, cast spells and open doors and do the stuff you're not supposed to do when you're...
Very importantly, the open doors.
The open doors thing is quite important, I hear.
But I mean, Morgan's best girl, so that's all that really matters.
So what's happening here essentially is we got our treaties from everyone saying they'd help the Grey Wardens. And we're supposed to talk to Duncan, and then there's supposed to be a ceremony where we all become Grey Wardens by drinking the Darkspawn blood we got earlier. We're not going to talk to Duncan.
Totally safe to drink Darkspawn blood. Totally, yeah. Guys. Don't worry about it.
Totally. People don't die or anything. Instead, we're going to go across the bridge where a battle's supposed to be taking place. And we're just going to go where a bunch of...
hopping around the wall.
Yeah. We're just going to go where a bunch of battles and stuff are supposed to be happening, like people are supposed to be dying, and Logain's supposed to betray us, and yeah, we just skip to the part where we're supposed to light a signal fire in the tower. As you can see, our two guys here who were supposed to have attempted to drink Darkspawn blood and die are in fact not dead. The game's supposed to give you 2 party members based on the classes you do not have represented in your party. And instead, we just keep the guys that we got from the start. Pretty good. So,
good guys.
More glitch is here, little... Okay, that's fine. Let's just quick save real quick. So, go up against this corner, we click the... If we click the right spot, I don't normally struggle with this. There we go. Click the right spot, we can get to the exit without doing anything. And now, yeah, there's a bunch of Darkspawn here, we just don't really want to fight. If we transform into a bear in the middle of this door, we can poke our head in, just be able to see what's going on, and then teleport on over.
Hey.
And now we're on to the boss fight, who, if you play this game casually, this boss is really hard. 1 ability, 2 ability, 3 ability.
Okay, because they don't normally have, you know, 600 magic by the point we get here.
That boss fight's genuinely really hard. I'm not joking. By the way, our 2 Grey Wardens who are supposed to be dead, they're fine. They're still with us.
It's fantastic.
So, do you want to explain story-wise what's happening?
Well, I mean, technically what's happening in the story has kind of, you know, not happened.
Well, what's supposed to be happening?
So we were supposed to have gone through this ritual and become a Grey Warden, so now we're supposed to be, you know, going forth and helping be like, hey, the whole blight thing, you know, it's really happening?
Yeah, TLDR, Duncan's dead, we have to go, we have treaties.
And Duncan died. And these other guys died. Except they're not dead.
Yeah, the other guys aren't dead. Say hi to Sten.
And as... Sten's a good boy.
Sten is a good boy. We're going to break him out because he's a good boy.
And...
We're not supposed to have Davif, so lockpicking's supposed to be hard. Details.
We're not supposed to have a lot of things that we have right now.
We're not. So,
as we were leaving that area, Morgan's mother basically told us, take her. She goes with you, and we're like, okay.
Okay. We're going to tell this guy to go away, because we don't like him. We just like Dav. And we're going to go straight to Dorinium. As you see, there's this whole map. We're supposed to go see the dwarves, and then get them to help us, and the elves, and get them to help us, and the Circle of Magi that we started this run in, and get them to help us. And it's a whole big 20-hour quest of getting help from everyone so that we're all on the same page and we're ready to fight the Darkspawn. Does that more or less sum it up?
Basically, just, you know, little details of, you know, we need everybody's help except for, you know...
About that. You see, there's a wall here, but there's not a wall here. And, we can just, Congratulations, chat. We skipped 60% of the video game. If you get...
Alpina.exe has stopped working.
If you get into this structure before you do the treaties, the game just assumes you got all the treaties like you were supposed to. So, it plays the cuts.
There's no other way to get... Well, I mean, apparently there is another way to get in there, but...
Yeah, you're supposed to have all the treaties before you can even get in there. Just details. So, yeah, you get in there, the game thinks you have it all, and you see, like, Logain and the king of this kingdom, you know, chatting and whatnot, and it's a fun time. So, long story short, we're going to have to go to Arles real quick. Do you want to try to catch us up of what's supposed to be going on now that we've skipped the treaties?
You want me in, like, 2 minutes to explain the majority of the game?
Just skip the treaty part.
I'm still trying to... So our whole plan with this this run was for me to not have seen the speed run before we got here. I'm just here to explain lore, and I'm a little broken at the moment.
It's fine. So, the short story is, the princess of the kingdom is, like, gone.
She got kidnapped.
She got kidnapped.
She totally got kidnapped.
And, the Arl over here is, a real... We don't like him very much. Like, he's a pain.
I mean, can you blame him?
Yeah, and you can see the really long loads here. This game has really bad memory leaking. Like, really bad. So the longer the game...
Which is why it crashes.
Which is typically when it crashes, yeah. The longer the game stays on, the worse the memory leaking gets, which means you're more likely to crash and the loads take longer. So I'll intentionally shut down the game. I didn't earlier because we crashed earlier, so hey. So,
where are you?
I'm out of bounds. And we can just skip past this whole thing. Tell our party members to teleport to the door, and there we go. Like I said, if you can change elevation and you can click out of bounds, or in this case, if you can click a door, then yeah. There is a memory leak patch for this game. We're playing on patch 1.02 so that these glitches work. So,
from my understanding, a lot of the patches that were released makes the runs go a lot slower. So to go fast,
we have to deal with crashes and memory leaks, which is unfortunate, but we deal.
It's almost as if the devs wanted you to play the game.
Almost. So, Arhal is dead. Don't worry too much about it.
It's fine. Nobody liked him anyway.
It's fine. We need to find the captured princess, but I know exactly what he is. By the way, if you ever want to downpatch Origins, in the speedrun Discord, we have a tool to do that. I'm just playing on the Steam version downpatched. So... there are ways. I'm just going to close the game out here if you have anything to plug real quick.
Absolutely, we can definitely find some things to plug. And the first thing I want to mention is that Final Fantasy VII has an incentive that absolutely needs to be met. The Braver Swag Sephiroth needs about $350 in order to meet that incentive. So donate towards that great incentive. I mean, we have some time before we reach that, but you know, we definitely want to make sure we hit some of these memes a little early here. If I'm getting this right. Beyond that, though, we still have the Save the Warden.
There's a princess in the door. Go ahead.
Oh, and then we also have the options to name the characters in the upcoming Crystallis randomizer here. So make sure you get your names in. The top 2 names from that will be picked up.
So, bad news, we're in prison. Good news, Davif's not supposed to be here, and since he's supposed to be dead, the game just keeps him in our party. Which means we can just walk right out of prison.
Yeah, I guess.
Makes sense. Like, Davif here is supposed to be dead, so in prison and in this whole estate up here where you're supposed to be there alone, no party members are supposed to be there with you, the game doesn't know what to do with Davif because he's supposed to be dead, so he just hangs out with us.
He was supposed to die a while ago.
He just hangs out with us, and it allows us to do stuff like talk to this guy and then use Davif to stay by the exit. We like Dav. We don't like the other guy. We tell the other guy to go away. Don't even know the other guy's name, but we like Dav. So we need to go talk to the alienage.
I mean, we saved his life. We should at least know his name.
We have to go to the alienage now. What's going on in the alienage, Alfie? Hold that thought. We have to explain more glitches before we explain what's going on in the alienage. So, this is Sten. We like Sten. So, first I talk to him once, then I pause, I talk, I switch characters, I talk again. I tell him that I don't want him in the party anymore. He goes away. The other dialogue says he comes back. That lets us go out of bounds. And we can run over to the exit where these enemies are waiting to ambush us. We can teleport back and bounce and we can leave. Okay, explain what's going on in the alienage.
We don't need to kill anything. It's fine. We're just gonna let them all live and still somehow, you know, everything will be fine.
It will be. So, this is the alienage. There's a lot of cutscenes and dialogue and,
a lot of...
yeah.
lore and story and...
The thing is, you could walk up a little ladder at the entrance of this thing, and the devs didn't think that if you do that, you can just walk. And then we... since we're an elf, we tell, like, the alienage everything is cool, and we can leave. Something like that.
Yeah.
And now we have to go fight... We have to go fight Loghain. Do you want to talk about Loghain?
I want to mention one thing first that I think we kind of skipped over real fast.
Sure.
Is, by the way, we are a elf character.
We are.
Which, by the way, in this society, elves are kind of the lesser beings. They're very, very looked down on. So it kind of makes us a little bit extra outcast, and that's why we can have conversations with other elves and have that trust. Oh, I am having moments with you breaking this game so much. It's not doing well for my mind.
It's fine. It's fine. The game's working as intended, I swear.
Can we put some giant air quotes on "as intended"?
So, our boy, what's his name? Davif, betrayed us a long time ago. Not Davif, we like Davif. Loghain. Sorry. Loghain betrayed us a long time ago. He's part of the reason that we lost the battle at the first place we started the run. So...
and he did this because he wants to be the king.
Yeah. And Alistair, who's in our party, is like supposed to be the king because he's the next in line because a bunch of people died.
But we're kind of keeping that a secret from him because, you know...
yeah. So, we need to go fight Loghain because, like, he's trying to take over the kingdom still, even with Alistair here and a whole bunch of other stuff going on. So, he doesn't take peace talks very well. So we're just going to vulnerability hex him, do a little walking bomb, little bit of that, little bit of this at 1 HP. He says, honorable duel, one-on-one, fight me. And about the whole honorable duel thing.
Do we have to be honorable? I mean, it's not as much fun.
I mean, was that honorable?
Almost as much fun as killing the Warden would be, as I understand it. Which, by the way, if I understand it right, we're going to be coming up on the closing out of that donation incentive pretty quick, so everybody get your money in real quick there.
Last chance for you to save the Warden, because remember, he's a good boy, he deserves to live.
Yeah, but a whole bunch of scary stuff happens with the Warden if you try to save him. He does a whole bunch of not good stuff. Alright, we do level up again, because hey, why not? I don't really care about the skills, but I do want Dark Siphon over here, because it gives us more MP, and the a big walking bomb. We're going to reset real quick if you have something else to plug.
Absolutely. And I mentioned some of the things we'd be talking about with NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And I mentioned that we would be talking about some of the ways it supports and helps. And for starters, it operates a National Helpline, which is available Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. through 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. which they offer on top of the information and referrals. They offer resources and a compassionate and understanding trained volunteer staff, which is available for support. If you need help, you can call that hotline, that helpline number at 800-950-NAMI, which is 800-950-6264 if you need support. And don't hesitate, get the support. We all do it from time to time.
Please do. Mental health is very important. So, random encounters just sort of happen. We deal with whatever RNG we got. We got decent RNG, one ambush, and one the thing we could run away from. That's pretty standard. So, Red Cliff is essentially where we think that the big Darkspawn invasion is going to happen. It's not. We've been hoodwinked. But, we still have to come over here and, clean up some things. So...
Part of the ability that we have as a Grey Warden because of the whole ritual that we were supposed to take part in that kills people. We actually have the ability to detect Darkspawn. So that's why we have kind of the idea of, well, we think it's happening over here between what everyone's telling us that, yeah, Darkspawn, they're that way, so it should be the big attack.
The big thing is Grey Wardens have the ability to detect Darkspawn, and they have the ability to defeat the Archdemon. And when the Archdemon is dead, then the Blight ends.
Because the reason there's... Not the reason there's Darkspawn, but the reason that a Blight is actually a Blight versus it's just being a bunch of Darkspawn attacking is the presence of an Archdemon. Which
yeah,
may or may not look anything like a dragon.
As you can see, being both a swarm of locusts and not a swarm of locusts comes in handy when it comes to battle tactics. A lot of the tactics involve standing by people because they take damage, and we have 500 magic, so yeah. A couple things we need to take care of, and then we're going to close the Save or Kill Warden incentive. We need to talk to this guy over here who's going to tell us where the final battle is really happening, which is, you know, the city we were in to begin with. And we need to get to the city quick. And I mean extra quick. I mean faster than this game's going to let us get to the city. So we're going to do a little Sten glitch, similar to the one we saw when we got out of bounds earlier. Talk. Yes. Come here, tell him to leave the party. When you tell him to leave the party, Dav has to go or the game will crash. When you tell him to leave the party, we go out of bounds. When we go out of bounds, it puts us on the world map. When it puts us on the world map, we can go to the city that we need to be. And now we're going to save the game real quick. We're going to close, and I need to know if the Warden lives or dies.
Let me do one last refresh, and I'll let you know that. Oh, Alfina's going to be so excited. The Warden lives.
All
the
right.
Warden is saved.
So, that means we're losing time. So, we need to talk to Morgan to initiate the battle. Because you said the Warden lives, Morgan's going to come along. If you didn't say that, we just tell her to go away. Because we told her to come along, Dark Pack things happened. So, I need to concentrate here. So, let's see if we got it. Cool, easy, first try. So, what went on there is we skipped a cutscene where the Darkspawn came in here for the final confrontational battle. And while it was loading in, I quick saved the game, and I quick loaded the game, and I paused the game fast enough to where we were not in combat.
We're going for a swim now?
Yeah, we're going for a swim. Just, that's where this takes us. And because we were not in combat, I was able to talk to Sten and able to do the glitch of telling him to leave and come back. Guys, I really need you over here. Like, just come over here, please. I don't know what's up with these guys, but,
They're not so sure about the swimming thing.
They're not so sure about the swimming by running thing, but,
yeah.
The whole reason we do this is to despawn everything, which we were able to do anyway, so it'll work out a-okay. And then we can come over here, we can just go to the marketplace. You're supposed to fight a crap ton of Darkspawn. Like a
Yeah, it's an
crap
overwhelming fight. Like, it is supposed to feel like insurmountable numbers. I'm not going to be able to make it through all of this.
Yeah, instead, like, the water's out of bounds, we go there to despawn the thing, we go behind the door we're supposed to go to, and, yeah, it's a pretty good time. So, more fights coming on. By more fights, I mean more of telling Sten that we don't want him, and saying, no, wait, Sten, we love you, come back! And as you can see, this out of bounds looks weird. And so, bunch of Darkspawn, bunch of stuff that's supposed to be happening. We're just running to this hill. This nice little friendly hill.
Don't mind the fire around us, it's
No,
fine.
no, don't mind. It's fine. We're just going to plop up on the hill real quick, like nothing is wrong. Video game. Thank you. That was the video game acting very strange, but we got there in the end. So we do that, we can get back and bounce, and then we can go to the fort, the final fort, where a whole bunch more Darkspawn are waiting, and the Archdemon is waiting, and we're going to be able to beat them and bring them back. I need the quick save real quick, because this is important. Save, load, pause. If I pause fast enough... Hi, Sten! We don't like you. No, wait, Sten, come back, I love you. We do that, we're out of bounds.
We do actually love Sten.
We do love Sten.
Good boy.
We get out of bounds. I can save here because this has been weird lately. And now we can run through this wall, run through that, run through this. There's a little hill here. Get inside the pillar, because that's important. And we are in the fort. Congratulations, we made it.
And you were supposed to, like, you know, fight through, again, waves upon waves.
There's, like, dragons and stuff there, too. Like, it's intimidating.
It's great. It's a wonderful fight. You know, that we just decided to ignore.
Yeah. So, what I did there was, again, I got on an uneven ground far enough away from Sten. I got Sten to, stand by the door, and then I told the party to stop holding position so that my MC would teleport out of bounds. And because of that, we can go straight to the exit. Right on down this way. And now, quick save one more time. One more time, buddy. Hi, Sten. We don't like you. Go away. No, wait. We love you, Sten. We love you. Come back. And, that's the dungeon.
We're just afraid of our love for you, okay? I'm sorry.
That is the dungeon. Say hello to it.
No.
I mean, it's dungeon.
I appreciate that it's, you know, red. It renders a nice red.
Yeah, it renders everything. This
Bloody
nice
color.
little red mood light. It's pretty nice. So, now final boss time. You ready? We're going to vulnerability hex. We're going to put a walking bomb on him. We're going to put another walking bomb on him. We're going to put a winter's grass. He's going to teleport. He'll come right back here. Nope, he skipped the face because he's being a big meanie. But that damage is going to tick down. That damage is just going to tick on down, and time is when he is dead. Time.
And then we do have a remainder cutscene because we chose to.
Because we chose to save the Warden, we don't have a choice here. We just go straight into a cutscene. And that's Dragon Age Origins, guys.
I know I just watched an RPG.
As you can see, our 500 magic mage just picks up a sword and rams into a dragon, because obviously. That's what your 500 magic mage does.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that Warden run.
Look at him go. And there's just one guy having issues in the background. He's crying.
Look, he's showing off his running dance moves, man.
He's
doing
trying.
great.
He's trying, okay?
Come on, Morgan. You gotta love the amount that's just rendered from the...
They render so much blood in this engine. It actually impresses me how much blood they could...
seriously turn on the persistent effect, because it's like, you know, if you're gonna end up with this much blood, you might as well open up with all of it.
With the archdemon
Might
dead,
as well, yeah.
Darkspawn horde quickly crumbled.
It quickly crumbled,
Most
guys.
fled back into the deep roads. They would remain a threat in the years to come, but the blight had been ended before.
Is our buddy Alistair?
But at what cost? As the game will tell us. We did some evil stuff to save the Warden, okay? It's suffice to say that.
We're not talking about that because he's a good boy. He deserves to live.
Its new king.
Now, I'm looking at the speedrun.com lineup on this, and it looks like you timed this game two different ways. Time without loads and time with loads. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, the game crashes a lot, the memory leaks are really bad, loads vary quite a bit, so we use a mod in Live Split that will take away the loads. There's our boy. In order to see actual PBs, because the loads are nuts. If you have any interest in running this, go to the Discord. If you go to speedrun.com, there is a BioWare Discord you will find on Dragon Age, and there's a tab for Dragon Age Origins. And there you'll find the ability to downpatch the game, you'll find the Live Split program in order to remove the loads. It's like you'll find a bunch of really nice, helpful people who are able to help me figure out all of these glitches when I had no clue what was going on. Like, it's... as you can see, it's a wonderful speed game. It is, well worth at least messing around with. So, Alfie, you wanted our boy to live. What boon are we asking of the king?
Gotta free the mages.
We gotta free the mages.
You know, that's a very good point.
That's a very good point.
Then, that the circle has earned the right.
So by freeing the mages, it means that they're not gonna be, you know, their blood taken and locked away, and they're not gonna be
it's good.
Watched constantly.
So it sounds like there's absolutely, like, not every mage has 500 magic to start, and some of them are oppressed and have less than that.
Hashtag not every mage. But I just want to thank everyone here at Questing for Glory for letting me show this run. We wanted to do this at an earlier marathon and technical issues happened. I'm really thankful we got another chance to show this off. I want to thank RPG Limit Break for helping everyone at Questing for Glory put on this good show. And NAMI is just an incredible organization. Mental health is such an important, not talked about enough issue. Like, please donate if you have anything to give. We always appreciate it.
100%. All of that. I appreciate being here to basically get broken as the run destroyed the game.
Just enjoy the rest of the marathon, guys. Appreciate it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And make sure you throw a follow to both of these, for both the commentator and Pessilist's runner. Alfina, thank you so much. Pessilist, thank you so much for running this game. I've always wanted to take a look at this, and I'm an any percent guy personally, so anytime I can see a game just broken in ways that nobody could ever expect, it's something that I greatly appreciate myself. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, if I could remind everybody, we are still supporting NAMI, and that's what this marathon's here for, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is what the Pessilist and Alfina were just mentioning here. This is not talked enough about issue, and while it is getting better in some ways, we can still do more. And one of the ways is through helping support NAMI, which is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. And they're focused on a lot of things. And while I have talked about some of the things like the helpline, I also want to mention that NAMI is also all over social media. It's on Facebook, at NAMI. Twitter is at NAMI Communicate. Instagram is at NAMI Communicate. Tumblr, notalone.nami.org, and oktotalk.org. And if you are on social media, and let's be honest, if you're here, you're probably on at least one of those platforms, let's raise some awareness for NAMI with their hashtag #NotAlone. And to bring people over and to raise awareness for this charity and event, you can use the hashtag QFGHH, because this is questing for glory here. Questing for glory, hope and healing. I want to take some also time to mention special thanks to our foreign language streams. We have our French restream over at twitch.tv, La French Restream. And for our Japanese viewers, we have twitch.tv/Japanese_restream. Just making sure we send some loves to both of those restreams. And you may have noticed us talk about some of those incentives and prizes. And there were some incentives for this one. We could name the hero. Gustav has managed to survive one of these runs. And also, as we saw, both runners are going to use as they run through this classic 8-bit post-apocalyptic RPG. In fact, for more information on that, you can type in !donate in chat. And as I'm mentioning it, I'm sure that any second one of the mods in there will be doing just that, because there are a slew of neat prizes and donations, all sorts of things going on. In fact, one of the ones that we have coming up here in a little bit as we look up to Final Fantasy VII is the Braver Swag incentive for Sephiroth. As I'm understanding it, apparently, Omnislash is usually used on him, but you can apparently use Braver. And Cloud is just so angry at Sephiroth at the end of that game, he just decides to wail on him when apparently he's so weak only one slash will do. So good job, Cloud. Good job, Cloud, on that. Speaking of Bib Wars, as I've said, we have that name open for the Crystallis randomizer, and there are a bunch of other ones coming up here. We're going to have some fun as we continue on. Just looking at the upcoming prize incentives on here also, we have a PlayStation 3 bundle, which is contributed by Professor Palmer on here. You need a $30 minimum bid in order to get on that, and it also runs through the end of Final Fantasy VI any percent glitchless here, so you've got some good time to get in there. But then it's, whenever that came up in Discord, it seemed as if things went absolutely nuts. So we're going to have some pretty excitedness here. So